Basically, cryptocurrency, Scarface.
Hello everyone, welcome back to BabaCrypto channel. It's me, Fayez, and here is...
Hi everybody once again and welcome to our channel. Today we'll be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of people being paid in crypto. Plus the latest news and shocking news about crypto.
Yes.
So keep watching our video till the end. The first news is about the dramatic decline of cryptocurrency values and price on 14th of April. So Bitcoin, once again, it declined below 40,000, Ethereum 3,000, and other coins too. So it means that there is still a huge fluctuation in the price of all cryptocurrencies, and there will be a very good, shocking future news about all the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so the next news?
So there is one more news which I really want to share it with them. It's about Ava Labs. So basically Ava Labs is a blockchain network. They recently put more than $350 million inside the company, and which affected their valuation. So their market capital is around $21 billion right now. And there's also one more news about one person. His name is Dorsey, and he tweeted that he will sell one of his NFTs which he bought for $2.9 million in 2021, and now he wants to sell it for $48 million. So this is like one of the also top newses which affects the NFT market as well. And there's another big shocking thing.
Yeah, we all know about it, the Twitter stuff. So we all know that Elon Musk made an offer of $43 billion for the whole Twitter. So it means that there is something very fishy inside the cryptocurrency, inside the social media market. So what it turns to, it after giving the offer, the price of Dogecoin, it jumped dramatically with 5.6%. And also, Elon Musk, he told that this is the whole offer for the Twitter. If the guys rejected to sell it, he will take back all of his shares in Twitter, which basically would hugely impact the Twitter share prices. So this is something that will affect the social media plus the cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it can also affect the price of Twitter and price of Doge as well. So now coming back to the point where do employees should really be paid by crypto, and what are the pros and cons of this action? Well, if you want to begin, I will just say it in simple words. Basically, if employer or the person who owns the company or who hires employees, if he tries to pay their employees by the Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, one of the disadvantage is that it can decrease in value by time. So it's not stable. The volatility is very high. What do you mean by volatility? When it goes up and down, the price it's too fast. It's going up and down very much. So what they can advise is that instead of paying the full salary in Bitcoin, they can pay like half of their salary in Bitcoin and half in cash. And also one of the other disadvantage will be that the taxation and also cash and hold reporting. Whenever a company is paying salary to its employees, they have a recourse of their salary for how much they paid and how much they should give taxes. So they have all this recourse, and that's why if they will do and they will pay through the Bitcoin, they will not have this kind of recourse, and they cannot make their reports more clear. So this is also one of their disadvantages.
And now I think 3-4 categories: CEOs, some professional athletes, and plus the mayors. They are willing to be paid by cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, because it was one of the issues that if normal people, individuals, being paid by cryptocurrencies, how they can pay their bills.
Yeah.
So this is an issue. But for some people, for some like rich people, wealthy people, it's an option. And overall, now we are going to watch an interview from the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency leading entrepreneurs, and he's telling that how it's going to affect and how it can work, because they're giving an option of 10%, half, and the whole salary being paid by cryptocurrency. Okay?
You can also listen to his speech as well. Yeah.
Spoke to Phillip Bauknight of Fisher Phillips to find out. Philip, thank you for joining us today. We're here to talk a little bit about people getting paid in Bitcoin. And I have a little stat here I want to read off to you. This poll by Devere Group recently showed that more than a third of millennials and half of Gen Z would be happy to take 50% or more of their paycheck in Bitcoin or other crypto. I'm a little bit skeptical. I think it sounds a little bit like marketing for the industry. But to start, what do you make of that stat?
Well, I think it really shows that the pandemic really changed things for people. It made us reevaluate our priorities and what matters to us. In the workplace, it was no exception. Employers want more autonomy and flexibility and control in every aspect of their workplace and their workplace lives. And being paid in cryptocurrency is just a natural extension of that shift.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen just a surge in interest in crypto since the pandemic. So here and there, we hear these stories about, pro athletes getting paid in Bitcoin. We've seen the mayors of New York and Miami talk about receiving 1, 2, 3 paychecks in Bitcoin or other crypto. That is a lot different from everyday individuals. What are you seeing in terms of interest there, in terms of what you're hearing and clients you're talking to?
Sure, I think there's definitely an interest from employees to see whether or not they can get paid in cryptocurrency. They're definitely asking their employers whether this is an option and what the options may be. And I think from an employment perspective, the employers and businesses really need to evaluate that to determine what the options are. So at least they have a response to their potential workforce, whether it's applicants or current employees, about what those options are and what they're willing to do.
Is there a time where it's appropriate or ideal to, or, is there an ideal candidate to be receiving their paychecks in crypto? Receiving crypto as an investment is much different from crypto being used as money. A lot of people are getting their paychecks because they need to pay their bills, and just a lot of other people and vendors or what have you that don't necessarily receive cryptocurrency payments. What is the distinction there for you?
Sure. I think that's a good question. And I think it's really going to come down to the individual person and what their personal circumstances are. You mentioned athletes, and listen, a lot of those professional athletes, well, they're professional athletes, right? They're millionaires already, and so they have the ability to be paid in cryptocurrency and take a little bit more risk with their earnings. But for the individual person, I think it's going to determine and really be based on your personal circumstances. Not every grocery store is going to accept payment in a cryptocurrency, right? And that's certainly a factor to consider. But there's a lot of people who are willing to take that chance. And again, there's the option to only receive a portion of your salary in Bitcoin, right? Or cryptocurrency, I should say. You don't have to be paid your entire salary in cryptocurrency. You have the option, assuming you can even be paid in that. And one thing I will say is that as an employer, from the employment perspective, you're going to need to evaluate federal and state wage and hour laws to be able to determine and evaluate if that's even a viable option. So before, we jump straight to, what type of employees can receive it from the employment perspective, you're going to want to know and evaluate whether or not that's something that can be done under federal and state laws, just based on what you're trying to accomplish.
Right. Well, you beat me to it. That was the next thing I was going to ask you, actually. Say that my skepticism is a little bit overblown and everybody wants to get paid in crypto. Aside from what you just mentioned, what are some of the other challenges to employers in doing so?
Sure. Well, again, first thing is you're going to have to evaluate the federal and state wage laws, because cryptocurrency doesn't really fit neatly into any of the currently existing statutes. You're also going to need to evaluate from an employer perspective whether you're going to pay directly in cryptocurrency or whether you're going to use a third-party processor where you pay in cash or a fiat currency where it's automatically converted. One of the issues for employers to consider is that if you're going to pay directly in cryptocurrency, that's considered a non-cash wage. What that means is that there's going to be different withholding and reporting requirements. So if you are an employer and you're not aware of this distinction, or you're unsure how to remain compliant, you could potentially erroneously report withholdings or potentially erroneously withhold. So those are some other issues to consider as well.
Sure. Okay, so to recap everything, give me your top 2 or 3 pros and top 2 or 3 cons on receiving some or all of your paycheck in crypto.
Sure. Well, I think I think that 3 things that employers would need to consider is, 1, if you're going to be paid or pay employees in cryptocurrency, you're going to need to evaluate your state and federal wage and hour laws. You're going to need to evaluate whether or not you're going to pay directly in cryptocurrency and whether or not you're going to use the conversion rate. One other thing I think is that you're also going to need to evaluate your policies, right? You're going to need to update your policies if you're going to pay employees in cryptocurrency.
So thank you guys for watching and accompanying us until now, and hope you guys liked the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe our channel.
And what do you guys think that are the people should be paid by cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin or not? Please write down below in the comment section, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Yep. See you guys.
Have a nice time.
Basically cryptocurrencies, Scarface. Join up.